Oh, there you are. You're late. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Well, come on, come on. We have some learning to do. Hey guys, it's Myoshi and welcome back to my channel. So for today, we are going to be talking about hair. It is Hair 101 and I'm going to be giving you guys a few tips on how to maintain your hair, grow your hair, keep it healthy, hydrated, whatever your hair goals are, definitely gonna help get you there. So the first tip that I have to mention, and this is specifically for natural hair, so individuals who just rock their natural curls. Infrequent washing. You definitely don't want to just be washing your hair every single time you feel just a little bit of dirt or oil or buildup, because a lot of the time the buildup that you are receiving or feeling on your scalp or on your hair is the natural oils that your body is producing. So that is what your hair needs in order to maintain its health. Your body is going to produce everything that your hair needs. So all that oil, the longer you let it sit there and saturate in your hair, definitely you're going to start seeing results. So me personally, I actually don't wash my hair often at all. I could go anywhere between a month to a month and a half. So as of right now, it's been like 33 days since I washed my hair. And the best way I can say, helps to stretch out my wash is ponytails. So with that being said, anytime after I do a silk press or a wash and set, I will let that rock for as long as possible. My hair tends to get oily a little fast, so it doesn't even start laying the same after about like 4 or 5 days. But I can push it to at least a week, week and a half, 2 weeks. And then after that, it's straight ponies. Buns, high buns, low buns, ponytails with my hair, ponytails with bundles, anything that I can do to help keep my hands out of my hair, because the more you touch your hair and the oil from your fingers, it actually does more damage than you just not washing your hair. Tip number 2 is minimal product. You definitely don't want to be putting a whole bunch of product in your hair, because it is going to be sitting there along with the natural oils that are building up. So that is just going to cause you to have more blockage on your roots, which makes it hard for the natural oils to push from root to end. It's really important to be brushing your hair every single day. One, because you do and you should be shedding 100 strands roughly a day. That's going to vary depending upon how coarse or non-coarse your hair is. Now, coarse does not mean nappy. Coarse means, by definition, that you have more hairs per square inch on your head than other people, meaning that you have more strands of hair growing out of your head. So the more hair you have, the more hair you're going to shed. It's simple math. Brushing your hair every single day is going to help get those trapped hairs that are falling out, that may still be stuck in, caught in, or whatever, to the other healthy strands that are still hanging on. A good sign to know that your hair is shedding and not breaking is if when you see a hair fall out, you have to check to see if there's a root. And if on the root there is a clear little white plasticky looking thing at the top, that's the follicle. And that means that you shed the entire length of the strand of hair. If you don't see a follicle, that means that is breakage, which means that at some point when you were managing your hair, a part of it snapped off. So the remaining part that is still attached to your head is still there, but the end part of the strand is gone. Definitely brushing your hair is going to help you see like if your hair is shedding, breaking, and it's also going to help those natural oils go from your scalp and pass all the way through from root to end, which means it's coating your hair, which is even better for growth. Tip number 3, conditioner is more important than shampoo. At the end of the day, shampoo is just soap. So the whole purpose of shampoo is to cleanse. Now, conditioner, on the other hand, is going to have way, way, way more properties that are beneficial to your hair's growth. So things like coconut oil, any type of really nourishing or heavy weighted oil is pretty good for a conditioner. Something that you want to be able to wash out, Conditioners do leave residue, so it's very important to pay attention to the product's ingredients in your conditioner versus like your shampoo. Obviously, shampoo is a big debate, sulfate versus no sulfate. But at the end of the day, when you wash your body, right? Now, hear me out. You want to see bubbles, right? So, I mean, at the end of the day, sulfate versus no sulfate, it really doesn't matter. So long as you're putting in that moisture back into your hair after you stripped it clean and got rid of all that buildup product, excess oil, because you definitely want your scalp to have a clean slate, be able to breathe freely without any type of weight on it or any blockage at all. You just definitely want to invest in a quality conditioner. I personally, because I dyed my hair red, I use the Garnier Color Shield conditioner, and it's really good if you have colored hair or non-colored hair, because the whole purpose is to put in added moisture because of the fact that I do color my hair, I do bleach it, so my hair naturally is going to lose some moisture in that process. But I only dye my hair, I'm going to say, twice a year, if that. 3 times the most, and it just depends on how productive or lazy I'm feeling that year. Tip number 4, protective styles are your friend. So whether it's twists, braids, faux locks, goddess locks, whatever, you definitely want to find a protective style. Personally, my protective style of choice is my ponytails. Some people may say that's not a protective style, but I feel like anything is good. Not anything is good, but it is a good style if you know what you're doing and you do it properly. Obviously, I'm not going to wear a high ponytail every single day for 2-3 weeks straight. I have done it and I learned my lesson. I did get a little bald spot, but because I have a really good hair care routine in general and I treat my hair pretty well, that bald spot is already now, I want to say 3 inches long, and I discovered it around almost this time last year. So it's doing pretty good. It's already blending in with the rest of my hair. It's long enough where if I'm straightening it, I can catch it and it will just flow right into the rest of my hair. So you don't even know I have a bald spot unless I told you. And basically any protective style that keeps your hands out of your hair. So for my ponytails, I will give you guys all of the tea on it, but for the most part, my hair is braided underneath this, and the only damage that I'm actually doing is I'm putting stress, but this ponytail is not tight at all. It does not have a lot of product in it. It's actually very loose, very comfortable. It doesn't have any weight to it. And this is actually, I want to say 2.5 bundles or 2 bundles of hair in my head. So the fact that it has no weight to it is a really good sign, which means there is no real stress in the middle part of my head. But any protective style that you can come up with that definitely keeps your hands out of your hair is a plus. Tip number 5, minimal heat. It is so important to keep the heat off your hair, just off the simple fact that heat is damaging. The minute that you apply heat, you're burning the moisture and the hydration that's already in your strands. So you're choosing to just let your hair fry at the end of the day. And it's cool once in a while, but it's not for you to just be doing that on a consistent basis. There was a time when I was going and getting a wash and set every 2 weeks. Like on that other Friday, I was in the salon getting my hair done, all that heat, blow dry, flat iron, whatever. It really did a number on my hair. My hair was still pretty healthy, but it wasn't growing. Like, it was kind of like stunted at a point. And once I started wearing wigs, which was only for like 6 months, like where I was being consistent with it because I had a job where I had to wear their hair, that's when I really started to just do no heat, because you just got the straight backs underneath the wig. So you really don't have to think about your hair. You could literally put your hair on when you get up in the morning. So, you know, and that helped me really get accustomed to this type of hair care lifestyle. So that's something I do recommend if you want to get a wig, just to try it out, just so that you can stop putting heat on your hair but still have that sleek silk pressed look. Definitely just go out and get a wig, a cute little closure wig, or, you know, a frontal if that's, you know, your speed and you can handle it. But, or even a glueless frontal wig, which is, I think, even more versatile because you can choose if you want to glue it down or if you don't. But definitely keep the heat out of here. The average temperature for your flat iron should be no more than 350 degrees Fahrenheit. If you think about it, for the most part, anything that you cook or bake, you're putting in the oven for no higher than like 375. So why would you want to put 400 degrees of heat on your hair? Come on. For a better silk press, which some people kind of are iffy about as far as silk presses go, because there is a blow drying and then you flat iron after. Blow drying is indirect heat, flat iron is direct heat. So indirect heat is pretty much just the air, so it doesn't really cause damage to your hair. It's a direct heat that causes the damage. So for a really good silk press, you want to make sure that you blow your hair out very, very well, to the point where it's almost straight, or as straight as it could possibly get with the blow dryer. And then do the one pass method, which is when you pass the flat iron through a section of hair one time. So basically, the better the blowout, the less times you have to pass through with the flat iron. Personally, I won't do it more than 2 times, but for the most part, like I said, the better the blowout, you can only pass through 1 time, and that's pretty good as far as heat goes. It's very minimal. You're only going over the section 1 time, and then you're on to the next. Tip number 6, and this is probably the most important tip that I could stress to you. Know your hair type. And this is kind of tricky because it's like, what does that even mean? I can include a picture of the different curl patterns, but my personal hair type is a 3C with 4A. So when you're natural, your curls can kind of be all over the place. And it's hard to tell, especially when you have things like heat damage, or you're transitioning, or you just big chopped, or whatever. So once your hair gets to a certain point of healthiness, you'll be able to tell like where your curl pattern is. So a 3C is pretty much like a loose coil, and then a 4A is like slightly tighter than that. For the most part, I want to say your curl pattern plays a big role because it can tell you a lot about your hair. So the width of your strands, how tightly coiled your hair is, how dense it is. There's so many different little tests that you can do, and I could put links to articles and whatever you guys need down in the description box to help make this process a little easier for you. But pretty much what you want to do is wet your hair, see what kind of curl you get, and compare it to the chart that I'm going to include, and that will kind of help you gauge where you stand. No one really falls exactly into one category. A lot of the time we have mixed curls, which is why I said I have a 3C and a 4A, because I have some parts that curl tighter, some that curl looser, some that are smaller and more corkscrews, some that are like a bit of a wider curl and a little bit more loose. So that helps play a role in the type of products that you should be buying. Like I said, there's so many different products out there. It would be really hard for me to make a recommendation for you guys specifically, because everyone has a different hair type, everyone's hair reacts to different things, allergies, all that stuff plays a role. So if you guys could make an appointment at your hairstylist, if you find like a natural hair stylist wherever you are, you can have them do an evaluation on your hair to see exactly what kind of hair type you have. If you don't want to do that, like I said, you can just Google some pictures of the different hair types and curl patterns, wet your hair, and compare it to whatever it is that you're seeing. And from there, you can move on. But for the most part, the tighter your curl, you can get away with more heavy moisturizing products that more of like a 4C, 4A, 4B. You definitely are going to need a lot more hydration for your hair, so that way you get those healthy curls. So you can use heavier weighted products. If you have more of like a 3A, 3B, 3C, your hair is actually a little bit finer, so heavier products is not really good for it. It's going to weigh it down. So you want to use more lightweight oils, things of that nature. Okay, and my last tip, tip number 7, is hydration is key. The more water you drink, the better your hair is going to be. Like, at the end of the day, water is 60% of what we're made of, so you definitely have to make sure that you are meeting that mark. They always say, and like I said this in my skincare video, 64 ounces a day, but you don't necessarily have to drink that much water, because you have to make sure whatever you're putting in, you are expelling as well. So if your body can't hold that much water, then drink until, you're able to be full without bloating, because that's not healthy either. And bloating is a sign that you're retaining too much water, which means that you need to go use the bathroom. But hydration is key, and that goes for the water that you're drinking, the type of products that you're using. If you are a naturalista, I definitely recommend using products that have water as the first ingredient, because that just goes to show just how hydrating it is. The first ingredient on a product's label, nutrition facts, whatever, is what majority of the product is made with. So those first 3 things, if they're not looking too good or you can't pronounce them, don't even buy it. And that's just facts. All right, you guys, so what did we learn today? 1, infrequent washing. You don't have to wash your hair every 5 minutes. It's not a big deal. You will live, your hair will live, and it probably will thank you. 2, minimal product. Stay away from all them sprays, oils, whatever it is that they trying to sell you on, them sheens, shine glosses. No, let's go. 3, conditioner over shampoo. Conditioner is key. That's your friend. It's gonna protect you, it's gonna hold you down, it's gonna get that hair nice and soft, smooth, and hydrated. 4, protective styles. Come on, just use protection. 5, minimal heat. Just stop. Put down the flat iron, put down the curling irons, put all that away. Blow dry is okay, but everything else is direct heat and it's no good. Know your hair type. Do your research, do your knowledge, do what you can. YouTube is a vast place for information. So even if I can't help you, I promise it's about 10 other naturalistas that can do something for you. And 7, stay hydrated. Drink your water, drink your water, drink your water. I don't care if it's Essentia, Poland, what else is out there? Voss, just drink it. More water the better. Whoa. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this hair 101. Comment down below other 101s you want to see from me. Give this video a thumbs up if you like this, or if you're a naturalista. I can't wait to see you guys in my next video.